So I returned the Sony ZV-1 Mark II back to Sony, but I wanted to make a video giving you 5 reasons why you should get the Sony ZV-1 Mark II and 5 reasons why you should not. Alright, getting right into it. Reason number 1, wider lens. The Sony ZV-1 Mark II has a wider zoom lens at 18mm to 50mm. This means wider shots for your vlogs, and when you make a vlog, you kind of want to have a wide angle lens. Like, you kind of don't really want to vlog with your face taking up most of the screen, which is why a lot of people have those little mini tripods to extend the reach of their cameras, because they want that wider shot, right? With the original ZV-1, it has a 24 to 70mm zoom range, and so it is wide for like landscapes and shooting B-roll and stuff, but vlogging at 24mm isn't necessarily the widest. All right, so I'm gonna compare the cameras of the original ZV-1 and the ZV-1 Mark II. So at its widest, the ZV-1 Mark II is the wider camera, which is great for vlogging because vlogging with the ZV-1 wasn't really the best at 24mm. I mean, it was all right, but you know, 18mm is pretty nice. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, all right. I've zoomed in all the way. Well, you still can't see me. Oh, these are my nice pants. All right, this is what the ZV-1 looks like zoomed in all the way. And here's what the ZV-1 Mark II looks like zoomed in all the way. All right, off the ground. And so if you're looking for a camera to vlog with that has a wider field of view, where you don't have to buy an extra mini tripod to extend the reach of your camera, then the ZV-1 Mark II is a great vlog camera. Reason number 2, better audio. The ZV-1 Mark II has the new intelligent 3-capsule mic, and surprisingly, for an onboard microphone, it sounds pretty good. So now we're doing an audio test with the ZV-1 Mark II. We are not using a windscreen on the mic. I just want you to hear the audio as is without any windscreen on. It is a little bit windy, so you should hear some of that nasty wind sound, but for the most part, you should be able to hear my voice as I'm walking and vlogging, and while Tyler is filming some B-roll, sweet B-roll. All right, so now we're doing an audio test with the windscreen attached on the ZV-1 Mark II, and it should be able to prevent some of that nasty wind sound, and the wind has picked up right now. Like right now, yeah, it's pretty windy, and I'm pretty confident that you won't be able to hear any of that wind sound. And because it's the new 3-capsule intelligent mic, if I turn the camera around, technically, you should be able to hear my voice as I'm narrating from the background, which is such a cool feature for a lot of creators that want to narrate the backgrounds as they're vlogging. And if I flip the camera around again, it should detect where the main audio source is coming from. In this case, it's the front directional mic. And so, yeah, hopefully this sounds good. And so if you're looking for a camera where you don't have to buy an external microphone, like you just want to use the onboard mic of a camera, but audio that actually sounds pretty good, then definitely consider the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Reason number 3, the ZV-1 Mark II has a better, more ergonomic design than the original ZV-1. Let me explain. On the original ZV-1, the camera mount and the battery compartment are too close together. So if you're mounting this camera onto a tripod and you have to take out your SD card, or if you want to switch out batteries, you have to detach your camera from the tripod so that the actual battery compartment door can open. There are so many times where I actually had to do that when I used the ZV-1 as a top-down camera. Like, it was really annoying having to detach the camera from my top-down rig, take out the battery or the SD card, and then mount the camera back and recompose the shot. It's been a very frustrating thing, where the ZV-1 Mark II, the camera mount and the battery compartment are a lot further apart. And so if your camera is mounted onto a tripod or a gimbal and you have to replace the battery or take out the SD card, then you can easily do so without having to detach the camera from your gimbal or your tripod. Reason number 4, quick charge. The ZV-1 Mark II now has a USB-C port that supports power delivery, meaning that you can quickly charge your camera. That's great because battery life on the ZV-1 Mark II and ZV-1 suck. Like, they're small batteries, like what do you expect? But having the ability to charge your camera quickly is so useful, especially when you travel. The original ZV-1 just has a micro USB, and charging this camera just takes a little bit too long, which is why I have like 5 different batteries just to power this darn thing. So having the ability to quick charge on the ZV-1 Mark II is a huge plus. Also, when you're live streaming with the ZV-1 Mark II, you can just use a single USB-C cable to live stream and charge the camera at the same time. You could do that with some of the more recent Sony cameras, but the charging is quite slow with those cameras. Like, you can charge those cameras, it's just that the battery percentage won't be always at 100%. It'll slowly drop down. But because the ZV-1 Mark II supports power delivery, the battery life on that camera will always be at 100% when live streaming. And the last reason why you should get the ZV-1 Mark II is how easy it is to operate, especially with the new touch capabilities. Like, it's probably one of the easiest cameras to ever operate, and if you've never owned a camera before, like, it will be really easy and very intuitive to use. Like with the original ZV-1, the menu design is kind of confusing, and there's no touch capabilities while navigating through the menu. You do have the ability to tap to focus on the ZV-1, but with the ZV-1 Mark II, you can navigate through the menu by touching the screen. You can even use the touch capabilities while filming, and there's this really cool new swipe capabilities where if you swipe up, swipe left, or swipe right, you can access the other settings of the camera. And all that makes for a very easy user experience with the ZV-1 Mark II. And so if you're looking for a camera that is wide enough to vlog with, that has pretty decent audio, and is super easy to use, the ZV-1 Mark II is a great option. Now, 5 reasons why you should not get the camera. Reason number 1, the stabilization is actually worse than the ZV-1. I mean, the ZV-1 has great stabilization because there's stabilization on the lens and in the camera. The ZV-1 Mark II just has stabilization in the camera. I don't know why. I don't know why they took out the stabilization on the lens, but yeah, it's actually worse. All right, we're gonna test out the crop of active stabilization. This is what it looks like without active stabilization. And here's the shot with active stabilization turned on. All right, here is a standard stabilization. And let's go ahead and turn on active. And now active stabilization is turned on. So it's cropped in just slightly. You okay, Jenna? She's okay. Reason number 2 why you should not get the ZV-1 Mark II is that you can't use the Sony digital mic on the camera. Like, if you want to use an external mic, you have to get one of those traditional external microphones and plug it into the camera itself. So this has been my favorite external mic to use. This is the ECM B10 digital mic. This works specifically with Sony cameras. I use it all the time with my FX3 and A7R5, and I just love how small it is, and I love that you don't have to use an audio cable with it. You figured a Sony mic would work with a Sony camera, but no, you can't use the ECM B10 on the ZV-1 Mark II. I mean, you can't use it with the original ZV-1, and so no improvement there, but it would have been so cool to use the ECM B10 on the ZV-1 Mark II. I mean, there are some pretty cool external microphones that you can use with the ZV-1 Mark II, like the tiny Sony G1, and I guess it kind of defeats the purpose of attaching an external microphone onto a small minimal vlog camera, but still, just having the capability to add a digital mic like the B10 would have been so cool. And to be fair, the onboard mic of the ZV-1 Mark II is pretty decent, and so yeah, I guess Sony was trying to make an all-in-one camera without having the need to attach an external microphone, and so I don't know, it just kind of sucks. Reason number 3, battery life still sucks. That's it. Reason number 4, no innovation. Usually with upgrades to cameras, there's some new exciting feature that makes it worth upgrading to that new camera. The ZV-1 Mark II is an upgrade, but it's kind of a boring upgrade. Sure, you got the wider lens, you have the better mic, but it's still using the same exact sensor and processor from the original ZV-1. In fact, there's actually quite a lot of features in the ZV-1 Mark II that Sony removed from the original ZV-1, including high frame rate. Like with the ZV-1, you have the ability to shoot at 240 frames per second, 480 frames per second, 960 frames per second. And even though the video quality is not as good using the high frame rate feature, it's still pretty cool that you have the ability to shoot that fast. And to me, the obvious upgrade to the ZV-1 Mark II was to still keep the high frame rate feature, but improve the video quality. That just makes sense. And it doesn't make sense just removing the high frame rate feature completely on the ZV-1 Mark II. And I know there's like newer features borrowed from the ZV-E1 and the ZV-1F, features like cinematic vlog settings or that swipe up touch interface feature, but removing features from the original, that doesn't really make any sense. And with that said, reason number 5 why you should not get the ZV-1 Mark II is that it's too pricey. Like, it's pretty expensive considering the limited features of the ZV-1 Mark II. Yeah, sure, you get the wider lens, you get the better mic, but other than that, it's the same exact camera. Same sensor, same processor, same button layout, but now more expensive. And no hate on the ZV-1 Mark II at all. I still think it's a great camera, especially if you are getting a camera for the very first time. The ZV-1 Mark II is still a great camera, but if you already have the Sony ZV-1, honestly, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. I still love the ZV-1 and I will be holding on to my ZV-1 for years to come. I mean, unless I break it. And so, final thoughts, what do I think? Well, I think the Sony ZV-1 Mark II is the better vlog camera overall, and the original Sony ZV-1 is the better camera for everything else.